In a quiet little neighborhood in Oregon, tucked behind a small wooden house, there was an old backyard garden. Years ago, it must have been a riot of color, full of life. But now, it was just a patch of dry, cracked, and forgotten earth. Most animals stayed away. It felt empty. But every single morning, one tiny hummingbird would stop there. This little bird didn't see a broken place. It saw potential. It saw light. Each morning, it would hover over that empty soil, searching. It wasn't looking for what was gone, but for what could still be. There were no flowers to drink from, no sweet nectar to be found, just the hummingbird's patience and a little bit of faith. Nearby, an elderly woman named Margaret watched this daily ritual from her kitchen window. She was fascinated by this hopeful little creature. So one day, she decided to do something. She placed a small bowl of clean water near the window. The next morning, the hummingbird returned and it drank. The day after that, Margaret planted a single flower, just one. And you know what? The hummingbird came back again, visiting that lone bloom. This became their quiet routine. Every morning, Margaret would go out and water the soil. And every morning, the hummingbird would visit her flower. Slowly, so slowly, you could barely see it, the garden began to respond. That one flower became two. Two became a small row. The hard, cracked soil started to soften. A little bit of color began to creep back into the forgotten space. Nothing happened quickly, but everything happened consistently. Day after day, and as the garden changed, something funny happened. Margaret changed too. She started waking up with a sense of purpose. She found herself smiling more often. She spent less time thinking about what she had lost in her life, and more time nurturing what she still had right in front of her. The hummingbird was her teacher. It never rushed. It never complained. It just showed up every single day. Then one week, a heavy storm rolled through. The rain lashed down, and it destroyed part of the garden. Some of the flowers were bent and broken. Petals were scattered everywhere. Margaret's heart sank. She felt so discouraged. But the very next morning, through the misty air, the hummingbird arrived. It hovered gently over the damaged blooms, unbothered. It didn't abandon the garden just because it was hurt, cued. It trusted in recovery. By the time summer arrived, the garden was completely transformed. It was vibrant and alive. Butterflies danced from flower to flower. Neighbors would pause on their walks just to look at it. Children would smile as they passed by. The cracked, forgotten place had become the most beautiful spot on the entire street. And it all started with a little bit of attention, a little bit of care, and a whole lot of patience. This story holds a powerful lesson for all of us. A beautiful life isn't built by chasing some grand idea of perfection. It's built by caring for the small moments. It's built by showing up day after day for yourself and for others. It's built by finding beauty where other people might only see brokenness. Because beauty truly grows wherever you place your attention. So, if your life feels a little empty right now, or maybe even a little broken, don't just wait for some big miracle to happen. Be the gardener of your own life. Start with one small act of care. Maybe it's a 5-minute walk. Maybe it's one kind habit, like writing down something you're grateful for. One moment of just being present. Then do it again tomorrow and the day after that. Because a beautiful life isn't something you find. It's something you grow. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please consider subscribing for more. See you next time.